What is good, everyone, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'll be showing you guys the best settings to use in Black Ops 6, from controller to aiming to movement to graphic to audio, all the good stuff. So let's get started. I use tactical flipped, 6 in sensitivity, swap, so I shoot with my bumpers and throw tacticals with my triggers, controller vibration off, but that's all kind of personal preference. But it's good to follow that if you are new. It definitely is pretty easy to shoot and be comfortable with that sensitivity. My left stick min is 0, my right stick is 4, so you should find a number where you do not have stick drift, so 4 works for me. My left and my right trigger are 0 as well, so there's no delay when I'm pressing down on my trigger to shoot. Aiming, I have just standard on, not inverted, and then target aim assist on, of course. Movement, I use tactical sprint assist, which means is very good to be sprinting quickly. What that means is if you just push forward, you're automatically sprinting. You don't need a double pressed analog in, which could take a couple seconds, and you might not have the momentum. So let's say I'm trying to go around this corner. I have to double hit it to finally get momentum. Whereas if I just have tactical sprint assist on, I just push forward and I'm already sprinting, which helps me get momentum to fly around corners and chow the enemy. But you also need to make sure you have sprint assist delay on. Set the amount of time in milliseconds of movement input before sprint assist activates. Once it is on 0, the higher you have it up, the longer it will take to actually send the message to sprint to your controller. So make sure you have this on 0. And then I've been using hybrid. I think the slide is the fastest alongside slide only, but you can also dive. If you play on slide only, you cannot dive. Tap to slide, the slide feels a little delayed. So with hybrid, I'm starting to get used to it because I think it will be a factor in this game. If you are sprinting, if you're pressing down your analog, you will dive. If you are just running and not pushing hard down on your analog, you will slide. So it just takes time to get used to the movement, but I think in the long run, it will pay off. So I do recommend starting to give it a try. And for combat, just basic stuff, just hold. I turn off weapon mount activation, and that is my controller settings. And now that I've been working with Phorm, they've made my life so much easier. Whether it's before a long workout where I get an energy drink, a long scrim session, or a stream, have an energy drink. Mid of the stream, I'm playing Black Ops 6 beta, have one of the protein sticks or the level 1 bars. It's making my life so easy. Let me show you guys my favorite products. The first stack we have is going to be the protein sticks. I love the original smokehouse flavor. With 20 grams of protein, 170 calories, no nitrates, no MSG. These are incredible. And this has to be one of my favorite energy drinks of all time. The blue raspberry flavor is so good. With 0 sugar per can, incredible. Here's some other things. 200 mgs of caffeine with natural caffeine from green tea, helps with the mental focus, and also has electrolytes, magnesium, potassium, and sodium to keep you hydrated, whether it's to a workout or a long gaming session. And last but not least is the level 1 bar. These bars are so good, also with 20 grams of protein in it. 15 bars come in each box, and I love the chocolate crunch. I'm a big chocolate person, absolutely love the flavor, and this is a go-to whether it's after a scrim, fresh out of the gym. I always just have these reliable, easy snacks, easy protein throughout the day. Those are the 3 products I use from Phorm on a daily basis. They help me so much. I know they'll help you as well. If you're interested, I'm gonna leave a link to each of those items in the description down below. Make sure to go check it out. And now it's time for the graphics settings to make sure you're getting the most frames possible, but your game also looks beautiful. So we got full screen exclusive, and if you ever tab out, make sure you always check this because it will switch to full screen borderless sometimes, and your game will feel slightly delayed, a little bit laggy, so make sure you always put on full screen exclusive. Then I use everything auto 240 to match it with my monitor settings and everything. 2.2 display gamma. My brightness I put on 55 so I can see enemies that have like a dark suit on. If they're in like a corner of the map laying down somewhere, it could be hard to see them sometimes, so I put the brightness up just slightly to help see them and make sure they're not hiding too well. On plus boost for NVIDIA reflex low latency, and then focus mode on 0. Now going over to quality. Render resolution, it was going to be 100. Make sure you have Fidelity FX CAS on. If you do not have this on, your game will look like Roblox. Also, you need to put the CAS strength to 100 to make sure your quality is perfect. VRAM scale target 90. Now for this is very important for the details and textures because this is how your game will look, how everything will look. So I have normal, depth of field off. You do not want things to get blurry after you aim in. Normal for nearby level of detail. Particle resolution very low. Bullet impacts on. Persistent effects off, shader quality on demand texture streaming. I have it on the lowest setting for the allocated texture cache size. Don't know how much this actually matters. I will let you guys know if I find out, but it's not that important. So but I just also put it on the lowest I could possibly do it. And for shadow quality, normal. This is low, off, low, tessellation off, low, off for weather grid volumes, and water quality off as well. Now, very important for view. Field of view, I would like to play on 100. 120, it looks cool, but 100 I think is like preferred by most professionals and streamers. But if you are playing Warzone, I know a lot of people do play like 120 to make it look like they're in a montage and world starring people. You want to put on affected, because if you have affected on, when you aim in, it doesn't zoom your screen in all the way. But I will say that independent ADS field of view is good for like long range players. Like if you're always like far away from people, you're not that up close, and you're like aiming in, because you can see how much it zooms in. So it helps to see people at range. So if you do like to sit back and camp and not push up that much, definitely give independent a shot. Make sure you have your weapon field of view on wide, because the weapon looks smaller. Now, usually it's on default, so the weapon looks like this. But if you have it on wide, let me get back to it. If you have it on wide, weapon actually looks smaller, so there's more space for you on the screen to see other things, other enemies, anything that you might miss if you do not have your weapon field of view on wide. World motion blur off. Make sure you have weapon motion blur off as well. You have least on for first person camera movement. If you do not have it on least, then you will have more sway, more movement, and it just was not good. Inverted flashbang, I have it off, but if you get flashed right now, my screen will be white. If I turn it on and I get flashed, my screen will be black. So that's all just personal preference and whatever you guys want to do. But those are the best graphic settings in Black Ops 6. And time for the audio settings. So I have my master game volume on 50. This is just personal preference. I actually have a Go XLR. That's what I've used for my setup. My gameplay music volume on 0, so there's no music in game. Cinematic music volume on 0, so there's no music when I'm just chilling in the lobby or anything, because that can be annoying from time to time. Headphone and bass boost on, so I can hear as much footsteps, and sound horning is very good in this game. You can hear so many people running around, and it could just lead you to get free kills. Hit marker preset, put it on default. Now let's go back to voice chat. So I have my voice chat volume on 0. This is or 20. This is all just what you want to do. So your settings, if you want to have proximity chat, you have it on. You want to have voice chat, you can have it on so you can talk to people as well. This is all just other devices that you will be using. Now let's go to interface. Interface has some very important things like telemetry. I like to put my FPS counter so to make sure I'm getting the FPS I should be and normally do. Server latency, so I can see what server I'm on and if I'm on 100 ping or if I'm on 2 ping. And then packet loss to see if I am getting any packet loss and lagging. Other than that, this is just nothing too important. Then we're gonna go to this subtitles. Some people actually do play with it. If you get too zoned in on the game sometimes, it might be nice to have subtitles on, because it says like, the enemy is capturing the B flag in domination or something. Stuff like that too, if you do get like too immersed into the game and you're too locked in your tunnel vision. Color customization, you can mess with this a lot. There is so many things you can do. There's the default, and then there's all the different colors. So with default, it's gonna be the basic ones. Enemies are red, you're blue, your teammates are green. Well, it depends if you're like a party and stuff. But the flags will be, if they're yours, they're blue. If they're enemies, they're red. But if you change it, you can like kind of mess with it and see what you prefer. You can change all the settings here, which are nice. You can change your squad member colors as well if you really want to like know exactly who's who on your squad. But this is all just personal preference. Now, gameplay HUD is very important. So I'm a mini map on square, and there's a reason for that. When you have it on round, it's not as big as you can see in the top left. It's not as big. You can't see as much when you're running on the map. But if you go back to interface, put on square, you actually see more of the minimap. So when you're running on the base, turning, you will see more red dots. You'll see where your teammates are. If they're nearby you, you'll see everything a little bit more. So it's just important to be a little bit bigger. Minimap rotation, you want to have it on, radar off. Minimap is the compass. So the compass will be over your minimap and not over the top middle part of your screen. And the game just ended, but it's okay. So at the very end, we can go back to the settings. Hit marker visuals on. Full name for player name. You want to have this full name on, so when you're looking at someone, you see their whole name instead of just abbreviated, because you might only see a little bit of their red name, and this could help you get kills. So it's very important. But that's going to be it for my settings. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to let me know if these settings are great for you. As always, I love helping you guys, giving you guys the best tips and tricks in Call of Duty. Thank you guys if you made it to the end for watching, and as always, my name's Attach, and I'm out. Peace.